Hello, Tower. This is Malia Hank
And Sabrina Shankin
from TNN News.
For the past 2 weeks, Tower has had an amazing amount of success in sports.
To start off, Tower's wrestling team went to states undefeated with an ending team season record of 29-1 in 11 state qualifiers. Boys varsity basketball team won the first district game Monday against East Detroit, sending them to Wednesday's game against Grosse Pointe North, where they lost by 2.
The bowling team qualified for states and finished in the top 8 of D2. Congrats to Cassie McCarron, a varsity freshman, who made it to individual states and placed 25th out of 60. Speaking of competitions, Tower participated in their first mock trial, and here to cover that story, Alexander Minke.
Yeah.
Make it slow.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, guys.
I've been told I'm
Students at One Woods Tower recently participated in their first mock trial competition coached by Mr. Vukic.
You have to know the substance of the case, all the facts, all the details. There's witnesses and evidence. And then there's the procedure of the case as well, all the procedural law, how to say certain things in court, how to approach a witness, how to introduce evidence, how to make opening and closing statements.
Students in the Mock Trial Club have been participating since December for their competition on March 4th, 2017 at the Macomb County Court.
It is almost like a sport, right? I mean, there's rules, you're competing against another school, the competitiveness of it, the intensity, the focus, the drama, really. It was almost like watching a football game or a wrestling match.
In doing so, the students gained experience and got to see what being in a real courtroom was like.
Some of the judges and even the attorneys were coming up to us and saying how impressed they were with the students, that it was their first year ever. One of the judges, Judge Hackle, even said that he thought it was pretty scary that this was a first-year team, meaning that he can only imagine how good they'd be in the future. Just the competitiveness of it. I mean, these kids were competing. And they were emotional about it, and you could tell that sometimes they were getting angry. They didn't want to lose, we went into this, I think, thinking this is just going to be kind of a fun thing to do. And by the end of Saturday, we were emotional, we were exhausted, we were drained. People really put everything they had on the line on Saturday, to use like a sport metaphor. But I mean, it was impressive. They took it way more serious than I expected, and it was great.
This is Alexandra from TNN News, signing off.
For the events Thursday night, Tower Student Council held a volleyball tournament. The winning team was the Bats, ran by Miss Paglia. In relation to winners, students in HOSA were given awards, and here is DeAndre Lawrence with that story.
Salima Wad and Bria Gosine placed second in the 2017 HOSA competition.
You sign up through a class. You got to take a health class like nursing assistant, and physiology, or medical assistant, and you would sign up to be an officer, sign up to be part of it. It costs $20, I believe, and an extra $10 to do a competition for it.
Since the age of 5, I've always wanted to be a doctor, so I've always just put all my classes and stuff towards that field.
I would tell students that are thinking about joining HOSA that they should do it for sure. It's a great learning experience, first and foremost, and it's not just about competition. You get to go to VA hospitals. You get to become vice president, president, treasurer, secretary of your class, like your 6-hour whatever class. And like you get to go help and visit veterans in the hospital. You get to go to competitions. You win competitions. You get to go to states and hopefully nationals and stuff. So I mean, it's a good experience, a good learning experience for everyone.
So yeah, we have to make sure that we execute each task so we can get every point. We also had to take a test, a multiple choice test. It was 50 questions. We have to read a book, and it's kind of like an ACT.
The competition was really fun, and for me and Bray, we did CPR first aid for an infant, 2-person. And for me, before I helped her with CPR first aid, I had to take care of a victim with a 3rd-degree burn who was going in the shop. And when we got called down to go down to the top 10 spot, we were the last people, so we just thought, I don't even know, it was an overwhelming feeling for sure. And as soon as they called it, it said 2-way tie for 2nd place. I tapped Bree on the elbow. I'm like, maybe it's us, and they say our last names, and it was just like the best accomplishment you could have, working so hard for 2 years to achieve this. It was a great feeling.
Salim and I have to prepare for states now. It can entail ALS, BLS, broken bones, heat exhaustion, a lot of things.
By practicing CPR and emergency routines to prepare for the competitions, Britt and Celine did this for 2 months. This is DeAndre from Titan News, signing off.
Outside of school activities, Miss Ryden is not only our French teacher and senior class advisor, but also a jazzercise teacher in Livonia 4 to 6 times a week. These classes include dance aerobics and strength training. They're currently free to 16 to 21-year-olds with parent consent.
More on teacher news, Tower's very own Mr. Doherty won the Most Outstanding Teacher of the Year award, and covering that story with us is John Rudwick.
So much scientific evidence that's showing that could.
Mr. Doherty is an outgoing, passionate, very respected person who was recently nominated for Outstanding Teacher of the Year.
I feel incredibly honored and flabbergasted and undeserving.
He teaches many social studies classes, including AP classes and behavioral science.
My favorite class to teach is the class where the students are engaged and they're asking questions and they're thinking and they're trying. And that could be a freshman class, usually not. It could be an AP class. It really depends on the students. The students always make the best classes. It's up to them.
As you walk into his classroom, you will see that the desks are aligned in a U shape.
Why did I receive it? Because a couple people thought that I deserved it, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't have nominated myself, but I'm more than flattered that someone did.
By doing this, he makes sure he is always on the move while he teaches.
Separates me from who? The students? About 25 years and a degree. The other teachers? I don't know. I'm not another teacher.
It was an honor to interview Mr. Doherty. As we were asking him questions and talking to him, he had a sense of humor and the love of teaching.
Number one thing and why I went into this whole biz is to see students learn that they can do things they didn't think they could before. By pushing students and them realizing their potential and their intellectual capabilities, that's the number one joy that I get.
At the end of the day, through his teaching, he hopes that he can make an impact on his students and make sure that they can succeed in life. From Titan News, this is John Rudwick reporting.
The Warren Woods Tower Concert Band and Concert Wind received another First Division rating over the weekend at Festival. For band seniors, that's 4 ones in a row.
Speaking of school accomplishments, the Titan Terrace got new supplies. Here's Denise Husick with that story.
No more 3 compartment. I'm pushing everything to you with the dish machine. All right.
Thanks to the federal government, the CTE Culinary Arts Program at Warren Woods Tower has received extra funding for new equipment for the kitchen and restaurant. The new equipment, which cost around $146,000, was purchased to give the students a feel for a real-life professional kitchen by using more modern equipment found in most restaurants today.
We've received an industrial broiler, a brand new bake shop window that's refrigerated, microwave, small equipment like saucepans, saute pans, brushes, measuring cups, peelers, can openers, silverware, tablecloths.
This is the first major upgrade in 8 years to the program, which began in 1983. It will really benefit the students, teachers, and those who enjoy their lunch at the Titan Terrace.
I think it's just good for you guys to have brand new equipment in there that you can use, and it's just gonna the experience of working in the Titan Terrace and doing food labs is just going to be more enjoyable for you guys while you're cooking in it.
The new additions to the kitchen will soon be reflected in the menu change at the Titan Terrace, which reopened in stores recently. This is Denisa from Titan News signing off.
That's all we have for you this time. Be sure to check us out for more news on March 31st. This is Malia Hing
and Sabrina Shankin
from TNN News.
We hope all your news is good news.